For a car to deserve the oft overused title iconic, it really should be groundbreaking and set new standards that other brands should wish to emulate. As a car-mad youngster growing up in 60s Britain, for me, just one car stood head and shoulders above all the rest. It was the epical Bill Lyons and Malcolm Sayer designed Jaguar E-Type. It was faster, it was cheaper, and it was sexier than any of the Italian thoroughbreds of the day. Even Enzo Ferrari called it the most beautiful car ever made. As subjective as car styling is, I think the Coupe is a winner. It just makes me smile and just dares me to run my fingertips along these beautiful lines of this aluminium origami. And it's here at the business end of the car that we look at the grille slightly forward facing, together with these twin gills, giving it this absolute rear view mirror presence. And it's from here that the form begins to take shape. I think the Jaguar F-Type Coupe is an astonishingly good-looking car with obvious feline qualities about it, but what Jaguar haven't done is to cynically copy the E-Type DNA. The F-Type Roadster proved to the world that Jaguar can make proper sports cars. The Coupe's moved it on somewhat. Both pretty cars, but in my opinion, the Coupe is the better looking one of the two. With its pert bottom and aggressive haunches over the rear wheel arches. This is no girls' blouse boulevard cruiser. Think flamboyant, sophisticate with Savile Row suit. It's visceral yet direct. With the aluminium intensive structure of this car, keeping it light, keeping it agile on its feet, it drives fantastically well. So this is the 5-litre V8 from Jaguar, a stonking motor, incredibly well developed. Matched to the 8-speed box, there are no better ratios in a motor car of this type. Jaguar don't offer a manual box because they don't need to. It's perfectly spaced and incredibly well connected. Now, put the vehicle into dynamic mode, the suspension tightens up, the steering gets heavier and more responsive, and the gear changes become much quicker, much sharper. In the middle we have the dynamic monitor, touchscreen control, which enables you to change the attitude of the vehicle just for the way you want it, depending on the road conditions. You can change the gearbox, you can change the suspension setting depending on what you want to do and the road conditions. That just gives you fantastic control over the vehicle. And when you do push hard, there's not a faintest trace of understeer. What happens, the car hunkers down, develops a great attitude, and you can feel the rear wheel torque vectoring come into play, just keeping it nice and tight. No understeer, just gives you impeccable control under any conditions. What really impresses about the interior is just the sheer attention to detail. Inside the car, it's punctuated by tremendous materials. The passenger seat is separated from the driver's seat through the large transmission tunnel, and that gives you that cosseted fighter jet pilot experience in the motor car. Legs out straight, arms out straight, giving you that really powerful feeling that you're sitting in the car and not on it. Jaguar chose not to offer the 8-speed manual gearbox with this car, and I think for good reason. They deemed that this auto box is a great compromise between gentle take-up in traffic and significant hooning about like we are now. But fear not though, because the car is super quick on the paddles. Some of you might be wondering whether this Jaguar F-Type is in fact an icon. The car is not flawless, but it's pretty close to it. And I think that as far as icons go, In 30 years' time, when the Jaguar E-Type costs £1 million, people will look back at this motor car and say it's an accessible icon.